All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back and live here. We are now on binder number 10 of the 8x10 collection. This will be the last one I'll do for now. As you see, we're getting closer. We're already on the P's, and I have, like I said, 12 big ones, 3 small ones. So we'll have a little bit left to do after this one, right? So binder number 10, we open up here with Paul Jones. I don't know much about this guy. He was apparently like a manager, though, in a different organization. So there he is, Paul Jones. Next, we have on a WWE photo file from 2007, the tag team of Paul London and Brian Kendrick. So Paul London here, Brian Kendrick there. There they are, Paul London and Brian Kendrick together. All right, next we have Mr. Wonderful, Paul Orndorff. And man, this guy's autograph has skyrocketed since he was sick and later died. When I was buying him, it was like mainly like a $15 autograph, maybe 20 tops. Goes around 50 or more these days. It's crazy. So there it is, Paul Orndorff, Mr. Number One, Wonderful. There he is, Paul Orndorff, Mr. Wonderful. This one's a cool dual sign one too. I got this before Orndorff died, so it still cost me a lot, but it probably would even be more now if I waited after. So this is Paul Orndorff and Roddy Piper. And this is also Beckett inserted on top of that. So we have Orndorff right here, Piper there. They both signed down here by Orndorff's attire. So Orndorff on top, Piper on the bottom. Nice dual signed Beckett inserted photo of the two of them when they were together in 1984 and 85. And there's the Beckett cert on the back. Next, we have Paul Roma from his days when he was part of Glory and Power and Glory. So he wrote Paul Roma, Glory, showing up the strong muscles. So nice photo there of Paul Roma. This one is dual signed by Paul Roma over here. So again, he wrote Paul Roma, Glory, and the Slickster on top. Not signed by Hercules, but we have Paul Roma and Slick from a 1990 WWF promo picture of Power and Glory. You got Roma from T-Mart. I got Roma in the mail. He talked to me on the phone, so I'm in close contact with him. So signed some stuff through me with that way. Bought some things, so got Roma in different ways, through the mail, in person, everything. All right, next we have Pedro Morales, and it says Buena Suerte, which means good luck in Spanish. WWF Pedro Morales, and there he is as the World Heavyweight Champion, and his graph, I believe, also went up since he's passed away. He grew up in New Jersey like me. I think Omar knows Pedro Morales pretty well. Maybe grew up in that area of Jersey, I think. Here's another one of Pedro Morales. There he is in the ring, getting ready for action. So Pedro Morales signed on top by his ring coat. This is a lady we saw her before. She's with a guy named Kip Sabian. This is her by herself, though. This is Penelope Ford. I saw her on the indie scene, thought she was pretty hot, so I picked this up from High Spots. There's a High Spots photo signed by Penelope Ford. And there's the proof of the signing from High Spots. Next, we have Perry Saturn signed up here. This is on a 2000 WWF promo picture. So nice clear signature there of Perry Saturn. Yeah, Woodbridge, New Jersey. You're right, Jimmy. Pedro Morales was from Woodbridge, New Jersey. I think that's closer, more like where Omar is, right? It's not really by me or anything. There's Perry Saturn. Next, this is an interesting one. This is some guys. This is from a vendor I was pissed off at, and I got this was Pete Daugherty, the Duke of Dorchester. I forgot their exact name, but like I was pissed because like they were trying to charge $10 shipping, which at the time was insane because people were charging $5 or $6 back then. It's a couple of years ago. And then the guy like took like 10 days to mail it, and he slapped on stamps. He paid like $2 or less shipping. I was like, "Are you kidding me?" I forget what those guys were called. They're out from like the Boston or Massachusetts area though. But like I bashed them, and so did this other guy named Ian Schultz bashed them too, and they really hated us. So I forget what their names were, but it was some vendor like maybe it's called Big Time Wrestling or something. It's not Dylan Hines. It's some guys from Massachusetts. So they were pissed because we badmouthed them for the ripoff shipping. But this is where I got it from: the Duke of Dorchester, Pete Daugherty. This is another interesting one here. This is, again, the fan Bob Pivaroff. I didn't know where to put him in the binder because he's a tough graph to get. But I think another kind of like low card enhancement talent, sort of like Daugherty. This is Pistol Pez Watley. So there's Pez Watley over there, along with Bob Pivaroff and some random security guard. Signed by Pez Watley. Here's ESS's favorite tag team. He loves going on tour with them. So we have Wolfie D, and we have what's the other guy's name again? Shoot, Rudy, remember PG-13's tag team name? Wolfie D and Jamie Dundee. What was he called? All right, whatever though. This is PG-13 though, signed by both. You don't remember his name either? All right, this is PG-13 though. Okay, so this is both of them. This is the guy who's Jamie Dundee. This is Wolfie D. Okay, there they are together. This is a rare gimmick. This is Fantasio. Fantasio was a guy named Spellbinder from the USWA. Someone made a cool caricature photo of him and signed it as his rare gimmick Fantasio. He had one televised match in the WWF. He faced jobber Tony DeVito that aired on Wrestling Challenge and the Action Zone, and that's the only time you could see Fantasio. July 95, rare gimmick. All right, this is from a jobber. His name was Phil Apollo. So he wrote, "To Todd, thanks for the nice letter, Phil Apollo." So he signed it for me, sent this back. Longtime enhancement talent Phil Apollo from the WWF. This is an interesting one. I got this one from our good pal ESS, and he only charged maybe $15 back then. He probably charging a lot more now. This is triple signed by all of PCO's gimmicks, Carlo LA. So he wrote John Pierre Lafitte over here by the Pirate. Here he wrote Kulbecker Pierre, which is this one up here. And here he wrote PCO, he's not human. So all three gimmicks there of Pierre, PCO, John Pierre Lafitte, and Kulbecker Pierre. Next, we have the original Pitbull, Pitbull #1. Cool color photo of him as the television champion. Pitbull #1 from ECW days. There's another one of Pitbull #1, a black and white photo. I got this as a pair. So this is Pitbull #1 right there. And then this is the one who's deceased, Pitbull #2. So Pitbull 1, his name was Gary Wolf. This guy, Pitbull 2, was named Tony Durante. So there he is. Tony Durante is deceased. All right, here's the Rap Master, PN News. Yo, baby, yo, baby, yo. This is a 91 WCW promo picture. He was around WCW 91, 92, and briefly appeared in ECW. So the Rap Master, PN News. One of the few big men who's still alive. I think the only other ones are really One Man Gang and Typhoon. Jimmy, you know any other fat men besides PN News, Typhoon, and the One Man Gang that are alive? Not many, right? All right. After PN News, we have the Powers of Pain. So we have the Warlord here, Barbarian here. I think I maybe replaced this with some other photo I used to have. This one's pretty new. Warlord and Barbarian, the Powers of Pain. And this is when I met them at an indie show in 2009, and they signed it for me on a Polaroid photo. So it says Barbarian and Warlord. There I am with them together posing. Look how massive their arms are compared to me. So they were still in good shape in 2009 at least. There's another one of the Powers of Pain on a WWF 1989 promo picture. It's just signed by Warlord and Barbarian. So they wrote Warlord, Barbarian, rest in peace, Mr. Fuji. So one of them wrote, I guess Barbarian wrote that. It looks like inscribed for Fuji. And it's just signed by Warlord and Barbarian. That's a newer photo too, I believe. This is a nice triple sign one. This was expensive. I got it from Captain's Corner. It was probably like 45, $50. But it's got, I know Barbarian and Warlord aren't worth much, but when you combine them with Baron von Raschke, I thought it was worth it because you don't see many triple sign ones like that. So it says Baron von Raschke, the Claw, Barbarian, and the Warlord. And obviously, with Baron being old, when he dies, this will go up in value. So we have the original Powers of Pain when they were baby faces around SummerSlam 88. And there they are with their manager, the Baron. Signed by all three. All right, rare one too. Not many pretty wonderful combos here. So we talked about Paul Roma earlier and Paul Orndorff. There it says Pretty Paul Roma, Mr. Wonderful Paul Orndorff. There they are, Pretty Wonderful. A legendary WCW tag team from 93 until early 95. Pretty Wonderful Paul Roma and Paul Orndorff. This one's triple signed. So we have Primo and Epico and their manager, Rosa Mendez. So Primo signed it over here. Epico signed it over there, and Rosa Mendez in the middle. They were the tag team champions. I don't know if at that time it was one title or a bunch, but they're definitely on the Raw brand though. If it was one of the brands, so Primo and Epico with their manager Rosa Mendez. All right, this one is Prince Iakea. Unfortunately, he just signed though as the artist though. He's called the artist formerly known as Prince Iakea. So there he is, Prince Iakea, signed as the artist. Not too many autographs out there of Prince Iakea. I actually tried him through the mail a couple times, and he never signs for me, so he's tough to get. So there he is, the artist, Prince Iakea. This is PSA Certain. It's Priscilla Kelly. She's now known as Gigi Dolan. This is her original gimmick, though, as Priscilla Kelly. And there's the, well, I guess this one didn't come with the card, but it is PSA Certain, though, if you look up the number online. All right, this one is Public Enemy. So this is signed down here by Rocco Rock. He wrote Public Enemy. And then Johnny Grunge on the top here in the corner. And there they are together. Public Enemy dual sign 8x10. Both members are dead, so tough to get. Public Enemy. That's on a magazine page. This one, though, is on an 8x10, though. WCW. And this one's also JSA certed, too, as you see the JSA cert there. This is signed up by Public Enemy. So we have Rocco Rock here on top. Johnny Grunge here in the corner. There they are, Public Enemy, dual signed 8x10. And I got this from the Wrestling Universe. This is the COVID year 2020, so like it was early on, so it definitely went up in value since then. As I said again, the JSA cert. Here are the Cool Beckers. You know, we're not the Mounties. 1993 WWF promo picture in black and white. So it says Cool Becker Pierre, Cool Becker Jock. There they are, the Cool Beckers, Jock and Pierre. Here's the second one of the Cool Beckers in color, and there they are in action, raising their hand in victory. Cool Becker Pierre, Jacques Rougeau. So nice photo there of the Cool Beckers. We're not the Mounties. This is the daughter of Paul Ellering, who we saw earlier. This is Rachel Ellering. So she just signs it as Rachel. There she is, Rachel Ellering. Next, we have everybody's favorite jobber. ESS loves this guy, Randy Hogan. He wrote, "Tough day at the office." Randy Hogan, all beaten up. Even looks a little bit like Hulk Hogan the way he dresses. I think his real name is Scott Colton. There he is, Randy Hogan. Is he worth the $5 I got it for? Probably not. All right, here's Randy Orton, the Legend Killer from 2002 on a WWE promo picture. Signed right here, Randy Orton. Nice, cool signature. I wonder if he still signs that good. But this is the early days, though, of the Legend Killer, Randy Orton. And this one's dual signed. It's Randy Orton and Ted DiBiase Jr. Cody Rhodes also in the photo, but just signed by Randy Orton and Ted DiBiase Jr. Is on a WWE photo file from 2009. You know, when they had Legacy and when they were all together feuding with Triple H. So again, Randy Orton and Ted DiBiase Jr. dual sign. Next, we have Randy Rose. Let's go on my camera here. Okay. All right, why can't I get this thing set up? Okay, Randy Rose up here. I don't know who the girl manager is with him, but Randy Rose was a member of the, I believe he's a member of the Midnight Express, was signed up there, Randy Rose. Here we have the Macho Man, Randy Savage. Oh, yeah. He signed the full signature there, Macho Man, Randy Savage. It is PSA certified. You know what that means? It's real. And the guy he's beating up in the picture is actually Steamboat. So I wouldn't risk losing this in the mail, but maybe if I can meet Steamboat in person again, I would try to add on to this. But this is a matchup between Macho Man and Steamboat, and Macho Man's punching him, and signed by Randy Savage. So very valuable. PSA certed as well. There's the PSA certification. Here's another one of Macho Man Randy Savage when he was the Intercontinental Champion in 86 and 87. So he wrote Macho Man Randy Savage right here. There's Elizabeth accompanying him to the ring. Nice picture, though, of the Macho Man. Here's Bob Pivaroff meeting the Macho Man. He signed as Macho Man. This is probably from like the late 90s or mid 90s at least. So cool in there, the Macho Man with Bob. And here's that dual sign one from that Rob Feinstein signing years ago, like in 99. It's Macho Man Randy Savage and Gorgeous George. There they are together. This is a WCW picture. And as you see in the back, this is the ticket stub from the event. So it happened on August 29th, 1999. So Macho Man Randy Savage with Gorgeous George. Next, we have a rare WCW gimmick. The guy is called Ranger Ross. He appeared like in 90 and 91. Low card guy named Ranger Ross. Get a closer photo of him. This is a current Pride Diva. Her name is Raquel Gonzalez. There's Raquel Gonzalez. That's new. This is Raven. Signed over there in the corner, Raven by his hair. So cool picture there of Raven. I guess this is from, I don't know if this is ECW or WCW days, but interesting photo there of Raven. And I put this one by Raven because it's signed by one of his members of his flock, so I didn't know where else to put it. This is the guy named Reese. So like big, I think his name was Ron Reese. So his name signed as Reese over here. That's him with Bob Pivaroff, signed by Reese. This is another Raven one. This is either WWE or TNA days when he's got the stringy hair. He got some tattoos now. So that's signed by Raven. You saw him already earlier as Johnny Polo. We'll still see him later too as Scotty Flamingo. There he is as Raven. And there's another one of Raven from WCW. Smaller picture. Next, we have Ray Odyssey. I was actually at the indie show from Tommy Fierro, his final appearance, which was in November of 2021. He sent this to me through the mail, though. He said, Two Todd, Surfs Up, Surfer Ray Odyssey. So he's with the surfboard. He was in ECW around 1994, maybe 93. So early days, Ray Odyssey, the surfer. This is signed by Ray Rougeau. So we saw Jock earlier. This is Ray, though, down here in the corner. And there's the photo of the Rougeau brothers together, but only signed by Ray in this case. And there's a picture of Bob Pivaroff meeting Ray Rougeau. Signed up here by Ray. Next, we have the bad guy, Razor Ramon. I forget. This one might have came from ESS. I'm not sure. But there's Razor Ramon, though. Cool picture with the Intercontinental title. Here's another one of Razor Ramon. This one probably came from Scott Ferenzi because it's got the nice inscriptions and big signing. So Razor Ramon, WWE Intercontinental Champion. I wish he wrote WWF, but whatever. So there's Razor Ramon with the Intercontinental title posing. Nice picture there. There's Razor Ramon with Bob Pivaroff together. It's a nice photo there, Razor with Bob. And a PSA certified. This might be the one that came from ESS, not the other one. This is a PSA certified one. Razor Ramon right there. Once again with the Intercontinental title. And there's our PSA sticker on the back. This is Matt Hardy's girlfriend, I guess wife now. Her name is Reba Sky. So there's Reba Sky, or Rebby Sky. I don't know how you pronounce it. So Rebby Sky, Reba Sky. There she is. Matt Hardy's wife. This is Recon from the Truth Commission. He also played Bull Buchanan, who we saw earlier. That's Recon from the Truth Commission. This is the Red Rooster. Notice how he even draws like a rooster in the signature. It's pretty funny. So he wrote Rooster. We saw him earlier with Bobby Heenan. There's a solo one of the Red Rooster. Oh, maybe we didn't see it. This is the one I was talking about. Okay. This is the photo I was talking about. It's Red Rooster and Bobby Heenan. There they are together. So I guess I put under R for Red Rooster, not Bobby Heenan. So there's Red Rooster with Bobby Heenan from WWF 1988 during his brief original heel run. So again, Rooster up here and Bobby Heenan over there. Nice, cool combo of the two of them. Yeah, I also got Rooster too through the from the Performance Center in Orlando on some cards. But there's Red Rooster on 8x10 with Heenan. All right, this is a rare one I got pretty recently. Rene Goulet, he was the guy who used to break up fights. He was an official, signed up here. It is a JSA certified picture of Rene Goulet. So there he is. And there's the JSA cert from the 8x10. And this is a photo of Bob Pivaroff meeting Rene Goulet. So he used to have those, I used to call him like the red hair, orange hair guy. He used to break up fights. So Rene Goulet, he was a road agent all the way until probably 97, maybe 98. Rene Goulet, one of Vince's Goonies. So he probably would have been in that group of Slaughter, Patterson, and Briscoe if he stayed longer, but he didn't quite make it that long. Rene Goulet. I believe he's passed away since, not too long ago, though. All right. I got this one from Richie Sorrentino for like $5. I believe her name is Renee. Yeah, I got it right. Okay. Her name is Renee Michelle. Don't know what federation she's from, but there's a hot picture of her on the beach. Renee Michelle, some current product diva. Do you know her, Rooney? Probably not. All right, this one I got from Scott Ferenzi. This is the Renegade. Tough one to get. So he says, "Feel the Power, Renegade." So there he's with Jimmy Hart, only signed by Renegade. So it says, "Feel the Power." So I have a lot of Jimmy Hart autographs, but I also have a bunch where he can add on to it. So it'd be cool if like somehow I could meet Jimmy, give me some cheap price, and get a lot of more of these multi-sign things. So there's the Renegade with Jimmy Hart. Here's another legendary enhancement talent guy, Reno Riggins. So he said, "It's my pleasure making you a story," Reno Riggins. And he actually gave some cool merch, like he gave some ring gear of himself and Steven Dunn. I since traded the Steven Dunn one, but I still have his stuff. I have his knee pads and elbow pads. I have his 8x10 cards. So the legendary Reno Riggins. This is the Repo Man. Barry Darsow, another gimmick. What's mine is mine. What's yours is mine too. The Repo Man having a good time, as you see. There's a second one of the Repo Man. Again, having a good time like he always does. This is Rey Mysterio Jr. on a photo file. I believe this one is pretty recent. Not sure if I always had this one. So Rey Mysterio Jr. on a 1998 photo file. And there's a smaller one of Rey 619. There you go. And here's a cool combo one of Rey Mysterio Jr. and La Parka. So there they are together backstage. Rey Mysterio Jr. and La Parka combined from WCW. This is Rhea Ripley. I think she's disgusting. A lot of people think she's hot. They're into that gothic kind of stuff, and the short haircuts and stuff. But there's Rhea Ripley. This is when she was the NXT Women's Champion. And there you see the JSA cert on the back from that. This is Rhino the Man Beast. This is when he was the WWF Hardcore Champion. So you have Rhino. Paul Heyman loves yelling, "Gore, gore, gore." There's Rhino. Here's a combo of Rhino and Heath Slater. I think I have another one I'm trying to sell, but this is the one on my own collection. Rhino and Heath Slater together from Backlash. It's probably in the last few years, I'm guessing. This is Rhythm and Blues, signed by everybody. So we have the Honky Tonk Man over here, Greg the Hammer Valentine over there, and Jimmy Hart on the bottom by the record player. So we have Rhythm and Blues, along with their manager, Jimmy Hart. Again, signed by everybody, Honky, Valentine, and Jimmy. Cool one of Rhythm and Blues. Next, we have the Nature Boy Ric Flair, a nice inscription too. It says Ric Flair, 16-time Hall of Fame. What did that say? August 12th? Okay. Hall of Fame. I guess he got it in 2008 and again in 2012 or something. So Hall of Famer Ric Flair. There's that original cool belt he had, a younger Ric Flair. Great inscription of the Nature Boy Ric Flair. Styling and profiling. Here's a JSA certain one of Flair. This is more of like his later WCW years. He wrote Ric Flair, 16-time champion. And there in the back, there's the JSA cert. We talked about Michaels earlier. I wanted to get that Rockers one signed. I also wanted to sign this one from WrestleMania 24. He didn't, but again, he wouldn't sign anything extra. What a pain. It says Nature Boy Ric Flair, 16-time. There he is giving Shawn Michaels a what do you call that kind of suplex? The arm hook, double arm hook suplex. He's giving him one of those moves from the WrestleMania 24 match. Here's a PSA certed one. Very good double signature here. So we have Ric Flair, 16-time, and Hulk Hogan on the bottom. This is when they were feuding in when Flair first came over to the WWF in 91. So this match is from late 91, probably Madison Square Garden or something. It's Ric Flair against Hulk Hogan, signed by both of them, and it is PSA certed. You know what that means? It's real. And there's your PSA cert on the back. Here's a photo a lot of people have been selling recently. I don't know if everybody's got all four signatures, but I have the whole team. So it's Ric Flair's 1991 Survivor Series team. So it says Ric Flair 16-time. We have the Warlord up here. Ted DiBiase, Hall of Fame 2010 with the money sign. And I am the Mountie. So all four members signed it. And shockingly, as of this date, all four men are still alive. Very rare to find that with an old school photo like that. But Flair's 1991 Survivor Series team, everybody still alive. Flair, Mountie, DiBiase, and Warlord. Next, we have Ricardo Rodriguez. There he is. Ricardo Rodriguez, manager of Alberto Del Rio. Next, we have the model Rick Martel. Yes, I am a model, and I carry arrogance. So there it says Rick Martel on the bottom. Next, we have a Beckett certified photo. It's Rick Martel and the Slickster. This came from Richie DeGregorio. So Martel and Slick together, Beckett certed. You know what that means. It's real. So Rick Martel and Slick together from their time pairing up in '89. This is Ravishing Rick Rude signed over there. It's a nice photo there of Rick Rude in purple tights or pink. Ravishing Rick Rude. Here's another one of Rick Rude I got from our pal Scott Ferenzi. He's got Jake Roberts in a headlock in the match, signed up here in blue. Ravishing Rick Rude, tough autograph to get. That's a cool signature of him, though, against Jake the Snake Roberts. All right, here's Rick Steiner. He got in big trouble this past weekend at Axis with making fun of somebody. I believe that was a transgender or something. There's Rick Steiner. Here's Ricky the Dragon Steamboat. This is when he's the Intercontinental Champion. Used to sign everything for free in the mail. Very reasonable. And now his autograph's going up because now he's charging. So there he is, Ricky Steamboat, Intercontinental Champion. Here's some cool postcards I mailed to Ricky. He signed them. This is WrestleMania 3 Arena. He wrote Ricky the Dragon Steamboat, Hall of Fame 2009. And here he is against Savage at WrestleMania 3. He wrote Ricky the Dragon Steamboat, Hall of Fame 2009. So cool pictures there. Here he is as the NWA World Champion in '89. He wrote Ricky the Dragon Steamboat, NWA World Champion. Very clear in a blue paint pen. Here he is as the actual Dragon when he was in WWF in 1991. So it says Ricky the Dragon Steamboat. Here's another one of him as the NWA World Champion in '89 on a 8x10 that's like kind of made out from a magazine page. So it says Ricky Steamboat over there. Cool one there of Steamboat. Here's another one. I think Ricky sent me this one directly. It's a 1992 promo picture. It says Ricky the Dragon Steamboat from WCW 92. This is when I met him at Access that year in 2013. He signed it Ricky Steamboat the Dragon. And there I am actually physically meeting him. He signed that as well. Ricky Steamboat the Dragon. There we are meeting each other at Access in 2013. Here's Rico. This is from 2003. Rico later on became a cop, I believe, or something. But there he is when he's his WWE days. Says Rico. Managed 3-minute warning. Managed Billy and Chuck. All right, here's Rico with Miss Jackie. So that's later on when he became a babyface, and he first was a heel. They had like an interesting gimmick similar to that Adrian Street guy. So there's Rico along with Miss Jackie together on an 8x10. All right, this is the photo Eric Sims loves selling. He's trying to ask for like $100 or more. I don't know, but this is Right to Censor. I have it signed by all 5 members. So here's Val Venus, The Goodfather, Ivory, Bull Buchanan, and Stevie Richards. This is on a 2001 WWF promo picture signed by all 5 members of Right to Censor. Next is Rikishi. There he is with the shades on. Rikishi, also known as Head Shrinker Fatu and the Sultan. There's Rikishi raising the roof. This looks like an outdoor show, maybe the Tribute to the Troop show or something. So there's Rikishi raising the roof or getting his hand raised in token of victory. This is the Riot Squad, all 3 members. So we have Liv Morgan, Sarah Logan, and what was the third one's name? Ruby Riot, right? I remember it. Okay. Ruby Riot. So Liv Morgan, Sarah Logan, and Ruby Riot. So they were called the Riot Squad, respectively, signed by all 3 members. Next, we have this guy, I believe, has since died. His name was Rip Oliver. He was like a low-card guy in the WWF, probably more famous than some other organizations. So he wrote The Crippler, Rip Oliver. So before The Crippler, Chris Benoit, we had The Crippler, Rip Oliver. And another Rip, we had Rip Rogers from WCW, low card guy, best wishes, Rip Rogers. Here's the Road Dogg, Jesse James. He wrote Road Dogg DX. So nice solo one of the Road Dogg. Here we have Road Warrior Animal. He wrote Road Warrior Animal, LOD. Nice solo photo there of Animal. I believe that one's pretty new. This is me meeting Animal at a book signing. He wrote Road Warrior Animal. There they are together, looking very serious. This is Road Warrior Animal along with Precious Paul Ellering. So it says Road Warrior Animal here, Paul Ellering over there. There they are together. This one not signed by Hawk, but it's Animal and Paul Ellering from the Road Warriors. All right, speaking of Road Warriors, we do have Road Warrior Hawk, though, signed by Hawk there in the middle. So cool 8x10 of Road Warrior Hawk. And then on the back, I do have Bob Pivaroff again. He got to meet Road Warrior Hawk. So there's a photo of Bob Pivaroff meeting Hawk. No face paint, everything. Pretty cool. All right, next is our good pal, one of a kind, Rob Van Dam. On a WWF 2001 promo picture, there he is, RVD, Rob Van Dam. There's another one of RVD, and this is more of like his lazy signature. We just wrote like RVD. Didn't write that the whole name from a Raw. This is triple sign. So we have Rob Van Dam here, 5-star. Sabu down here in the bottom. And Bill Alfonso over here in the corner by Sabu. Okay, so triple sign, Rob Van Dam, Bill Alfonso, and Sabu. Taz in the picture as well. But it's only signed by RVD, Sabu, and Bill Alfonso. Next, do you smell The Rock is cooking? This is when he's the Intercontinental Champion, signed as The Rock. And let's get a clear poster of the signature there. Nice one there of The Rock. And we do have some kind of proof from that. There's the signing of The Rock doing these photos and where this came from. So this is The Rock signing. Okay. Here's another one of The Rock. This is more like when he was like more famous as The Rock and like the world champion. So there he is. It says Rock. Nice, clear, big signature there of The Rock. Here we have the Rockers. So Shawn Michaels over here. Marty Jannetty over there in green. So nice picture of the Rockers. I believe this is probably from the AWA, not the WWF. Not sure, though. But there they are, Shawn Michaels and Marty Jannetty, the Rockers. Next, we have Rockin' Robin right over here. She's the sister of Jake the Snake Roberts and also Sam Houston. So Rockin' Robin. There she is as the ladies' women's champion from the WWF, Rockin' Robin. Next, we have the Rock and Roll Express. So we have Robert Gibson up here, Ricky Morton over there. So they are the Rock and Roll Express. I believe they're still wrestling on the indie scene, or if they're not, they just stopped recently, the Rock and Roll Express. Here's another, this one's triple sign, though. We have the Rock and Roll Express. So again, Robert Gibson, Ricky Morton, and we have Billy Jack Haynes up there. I don't know why Billy Jack's doing with them. Must be from some indie show. But the Rock and Roll Express are the tag team champions, along with Billy Jack Haynes, signed by all three. All right, and the last one for this binder, and then we'll stop for today. This is Robert Gibson, Ricky Morton, and Kerry Morton. Now, Kerry Morton is the son of Ricky Morton, so I guess he's currently wrestling on the indie scene. Maybe he'll get to the big time someday. But that's Kerry Morton along with his dad, Ricky, and Robert Gibson, the three of them together. Nice triple sign photo there of the modern Rock and Roll Express. All right, this concludes binder number 10. We're getting close. Only 5 to go. I'm going to stop and take a break, though. We'll see you guys soon. Have a good one. Bye, everybody.